Have you ever wondered what truly happens behind the closed doors of nursing homes? Sure, we hear about the care, the support, the promises to provide our loved ones with a safe haven when they can no longer care for themselves. But there's a side of the story that remains buried in the shadows, too often ignored by the public. And that's the darker, more disturbing truth. We trust these facilities to be sanctuaries, but what many don't realize is that they are not all as they seem. While some nursing homes provide excellent care, many others are hiding serious issues that threaten the health, safety, and well-being of our elderly family members. Worse, families don't always discover these problems until it's too late, when their loved ones are already suffering. In this video, we're not just telling you the basics. We're uncovering the 6 dark sides of nursing homes that could impact you or someone you love. From chronic understaffing and hidden fees to medical neglect and mistreatment. These are the issues that can turn a place of comfort into a nightmare. By the end of this video, you'll be empowered to recognize the warning signs, ask the right questions, and ensure that your loved ones don't become victims of these hidden dangers. Stay with me until the end, because one of the most overlooked and devastating issues is something that affects nearly every resident, yet remains unspoken until it's far too late. You don't want to miss this. Section 1. Understaffing leads to neglect. One of the most shocking and widespread issues in nursing homes is chronic understaffing. It's not just a problem, it's a crisis. Many facilities simply don't have enough caregivers to properly attend to all the residents. And as a result, it's the elderly who suffer the most. Imagine you're a senior, fragile, possibly in pain or suffering from a long-term illness, and you depend on others to help with even the most basic needs: feeding, changing, bathing. Now imagine that the staff assigned to assist you are overworked, overwhelmed, and stretched too thin. The result? Delayed meals, missed medications, unanswered call bells, and residents left sitting in soiled clothes for hours at a time. It's not that the caregivers don't care. It's that there aren't enough of them. In facilities where staff-to-resident ratios are dangerously low, residents are left vulnerable. Basic needs are missed. Repositioning to avoid painful bed sores is neglected. Crucial medications are not administered on time, and sometimes not at all. The worst part is this neglect is gradual. By the time families realize something is wrong, it may be too late. Let's take a closer look at Walter's story. Walter was an 82-year-old man who seemed to be in good health when he entered what was supposed to be a highly rated nursing home. At first, everything appeared fine, but over time, his daughter noticed disturbing changes. He became frail, confused, and disoriented. It wasn't until his daughter began asking questions that she discovered the heartbreaking truth. Walter's medications had been skipped multiple times because the staff was too overwhelmed to manage his care. He had lost weight because no one was ensuring he was eating enough. Worst of all, he had developed painful sores from being left in the same position for too long, something that could have been prevented if the staff had time to properly care for him. This situation is not isolated. Studies have shown that nursing homes with low staff-to-resident ratios have higher rates of falls, infections, and hospitalizations. Even more alarmingly, medical emergencies often go unnoticed. For seniors, every second counts, and when staff members are overwhelmed, even the smallest issues can escalate into life-threatening situations. So, how can families protect their loved ones? It's simple. Start by asking tough questions. How many caregivers are assigned per resident? How many staff are available during off hours, like overnight? And don't just take their word for it. Visit at various times of day and observe what's really happening. Pay close attention to how quickly staff respond to call buttons. If the caregivers appear rushed, overworked, or unable to attend to immediate needs, that's a major red flag. Section 2. Poor hygiene and unhygienic conditions. Imagine walking into a nursing home, expecting to see an environment that's not only clean but sterile, a place where your loved one can thrive in peace. Instead, what you find are dirty floors, soiled linens, and a lingering odor that can't be ignored. For the elderly, whose immune systems are often compromised, poor hygiene is not just unpleasant, it's dangerous. Infections can spread quickly in environments where sanitation is neglected, and the consequences can be deadly. Urinary tract infections, pneumonia, and even sepsis have all been linked to poor hygiene in nursing homes. But the problem doesn't stop there. Shared medical equipment, like wheelchairs or breathing devices, can harbor dangerous bacteria if not properly sanitized. Simple mistakes, like forgetting to wash hands, can lead to mass outbreaks of preventable illnesses. Take Eleanor's case. Eleanor was a 79-year-old woman who entered a nursing home for short-term rehabilitation after a fall. Her family visited regularly and noticed a persistent, unpleasant smell in the hallways. When they raised concerns, the staff assured them it was nothing to worry about. But things took a tragic turn when Eleanor developed a severe respiratory infection. The culprit? Dirty ventilation systems that hadn't been properly maintained in years. By the time Eleanor's family found out, multiple residents had fallen ill, and Eleanor had to be hospitalized. When you're choosing a nursing home for a loved one, cleanliness should never be an afterthought. It's not just about appearances. When visiting, look closely at the little details. Are the floors clean? Do the bathrooms have an unpleasant odor? Are the residents well-groomed and dressed in clean clothing? Pay attention to the smell. Does it feel fresh, or does it reek of something more sinister? If your loved one is entering a facility, be vigilant. Trust your instincts. Dirty environments put vulnerable residents at serious risk. Section 3. Abuse. Emotional, physical, and psychological damage. Nursing homes are meant to be places where elderly individuals receive care, dignity, and respect. However, what some families don't realize is that nursing home residents are at risk for both emotional and physical abuse from staff members, other residents, or even visitors. Abuse in these settings is often underreported because of the vulnerability of the victims, who may struggle to communicate or are too afraid to speak up. Emotional abuse can take many forms: verbal insults, humiliation, threats, or isolation. The elderly are particularly susceptible to these types of abuse, as they may feel powerless or unable to defend themselves. The impact of emotional abuse can be profound, leading to anxiety, depression, and a significant decline in the resident's quality of life. Worse, emotional trauma often goes unnoticed because there are no physical signs or obvious injuries. On the other hand, physical abuse in nursing homes is often more visible but equally dangerous. Residents might be subjected to unnecessary rough handling, slapping, pushing, or even hitting. This can lead to bruises, broken bones, or worse, and many victims are too frightened or unable to tell their families about what's going on. Take the story of Linda, an 86-year-old woman who was placed in a well-regarded nursing home after a stroke. Over time, Linda began to withdraw, becoming more isolated and showing signs of agitation. Her family, who had always been close to her, noticed a significant shift in her behavior. One day, Linda's daughter visited and found her mother with bruises on her arms, bruises that were never explained by the staff. When Linda's daughter began asking questions, she uncovered a heartbreaking truth. Linda had been physically pushed to the ground by an aide during a routine transfer. The aide claimed it was an accident, but Linda's daughter found out the aide had been verbally abusive towards her mother for months. The staff had failed to intervene, and the facility did not report the incident properly. The psychological and emotional toll of this kind of abuse is staggering. Linda's trust in others was shattered, and the damage to her mental and physical health was irreversible. Tragically, Linda passed away a few months later after her family moved her to another facility for better care. It's vital to know that abuse is not always obvious. Signs of emotional abuse may include withdrawal, fear of certain staff members, or extreme confusion. Physical abuse, on the other hand, often leaves visible marks, bruises, broken bones, or strange injuries that are inconsistent with the stories given by staff. As a family member, be vigilant and don't take everything is fine at face value. If something seems off, it likely is. Here are some steps you can take to prevent abuse. Ask for detailed reports. Regularly check on your loved one's physical and emotional well-being. Request documentation on medications, treatments, and incidents. Get involved. Visit at different times, especially unannounced. This will allow you to observe how your loved one is treated when no one expects it. Speak up. If you suspect any form of abuse, report it immediately. Don't hesitate to talk to management, file a complaint, or even get authorities involved if necessary. Knowing the signs of abuse and having the courage to speak up can save lives. No one should ever have to endure mistreatment in a place that's supposed to offer them safety and dignity. Section 4. Hidden fees and financial exploitation. It's easy to assume that when a nursing home says they offer full coverage, it means all expenses are taken care of. But the truth is, many families are hit with surprise hidden fees, additional charges that quickly pile up, leading to financial strain and emotional distress. This is one of the biggest issues families face when dealing with nursing homes, yet it remains largely hidden until it's too late. Nursing homes often operate under complex financial models where extra charges can come from a variety of sources, such as charges for extras like transportation, specialized care, or administrative fees. What families don't always realize is that these costs may not be disclosed up front, or they may be misleadingly categorized to avoid scrutiny. Consider the story of James, a 77-year-old man whose family thought they had secured an affordable placement in a local facility. Initially, the staff told James' family that all care and services were covered under the basic monthly fee. However, after just a few months, the family began receiving unexpected bills for medication management and specialized therapy that were never mentioned before. By the time James passed away, the family had accumulated thousands of dollars in unexpected debt. This is an issue many families face, and it's not just about transparency. It's about intentional deception. Many nursing homes will include vague or unclear language in contracts, leading to confusion over what's included and what's not. Here's how to avoid falling into this financial trap. Read the contract carefully. Scrutinize every clause. Are there fees for extra services? Is there a way to negotiate charges before they are finalized? If the contract isn't clear, ask for clarification in writing. Understand insurance coverage. Work closely with a financial advisor to understand what your insurance, Medicare, or Medicaid covers. Many nursing homes will try to make you pay for things that should be covered. Request a detailed breakdown of costs. Ask for a clear breakdown of the monthly and annual fees and inquire about any potential hidden charges that could appear down the line. Families shouldn't have to face the additional burden of unexpected fees on top of everything else. Financial exploitation in nursing homes is a real issue, but you can protect your loved ones by being an informed consumer. Don't sign anything without fully understanding the terms. Section 5. Limited medical oversight. The risk of neglect when it comes to health. There are few places where proper medical oversight is more critical than in a nursing home. But unfortunately, many facilities are lacking proper medical oversight, leaving residents at risk for medical neglect. This isn't just a theoretical issue. It's one that affects real people every day. Medical oversight is more than just having a nurse on staff. It involves regular assessments by physicians, timely medication administration, and clear communication between the medical team and the family. Unfortunately, too many nursing homes operate with underqualified staff or insufficient healthcare professionals to properly manage the complex needs of elderly residents. Consider the case of Henry, a 92-year-old man with severe diabetes. When his family placed him in a local nursing home, they were assured that he would receive daily medical attention for his condition. Unfortunately, the nursing home lacked the necessary medical expertise to manage his diabetes properly. His blood sugar levels were not regularly monitored, and his medication was inconsistent. As a result, Henry suffered a life-threatening diabetic coma and was rushed to the hospital. In Henry's case, poor medical oversight wasn't just an inconvenience. It led to a dangerous health crisis that could have been avoided. This situation is more common than most people realize. Many nursing homes cut costs by hiring unqualified staff or not prioritizing regular medical checkups for residents. How can families protect their loved ones? Ask about the qualifications of the medical staff. Ensure that there is an on-site physician or nurse practitioner who regularly monitors residents' health. Request regular updates. Stay involved in your loved one's care plan and ensure that regular health evaluations are scheduled and carried out. Be proactive. If your loved one has specific health conditions, make sure the nursing home has a plan in place to manage them. Don't assume everything will be taken care of. Good medical oversight is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. When families trust their loved ones to nursing homes, they're entrusting them with their health and lives. Section 6. Loneliness and depression. The hidden epidemic, the emotional and psychological toll of nursing homes is often one of the most overlooked aspects of elderly care. While the physical care of residents tends to receive more attention, the mental health of elderly individuals is just as critical. Loneliness and depression are rampant in nursing homes, and the results can be devastating. The loss of independence, the absence of familiar faces, and the feeling of isolation can lead to a profound sense of hopelessness for residents. Many elderly individuals feel forgotten by their families, who may visit less frequently or only during holidays. As a result, mental health deteriorates, contributing to further decline in physical health. Take the case of Margaret, an 85-year-old woman who had been in a nursing home for 3 years. She had no immediate family members nearby and was often alone in her room. Over time, Margaret stopped eating regularly and withdrew from social activities. Her mental and physical health rapidly declined. After her family's intervention, it was clear that Margaret was suffering from severe depression, but had no outlet to talk about her feelings. Loneliness is more than just a feeling. It can have serious physical health consequences. Depression is linked to a variety of health issues, including heart disease, high blood pressure, and even weakened immune systems. Families must make an effort to combat loneliness by visiting regularly. Try to visit during different times of the day and week to ensure that your loved one has constant social interaction. Engaging in activities. Encourage your loved one to participate in social activities, and if the facility doesn't offer them, ask for options that promote socialization. Be their advocate. Ensure that their mental health is regularly assessed and addressed. If your loved one shows signs of depression, it's crucial to act quickly. A nursing home can provide excellent physical care, but it must also address emotional needs to ensure that residents live fulfilling, dignified lives. The hidden truths of nursing homes are difficult to face, but they are a reality that needs to be acknowledged. Families have the right to demand better care for their loved ones, and the responsibility to stay informed about the risks nursing homes present. The issues of understaffing, abuse, hidden fees, and neglect are not isolated incidents. They are part of a systemic problem that needs to be addressed. By staying vigilant, asking the right questions, and being proactive, families can ensure that their loved ones are treated with the dignity and care they deserve. The changes won't come overnight, but with awareness, action, and a commitment to justice, we can make a difference. It's time to stop accepting the status quo and start demanding the care and respect our elderly deserve.